I can definitely understand as to why the title of the movie is Last Breath. Back on the cinema scale today, we are taking a look at Last Breath. It's the true story of seasoned deep sea divers who battle the raging elements to rescue a crewmate who is trapped hundreds of feet below the ocean surface. The film is directed by Alex Parkinson, whom also was the director of the 2019 documentary of the same title. The film stars Woody Harrelson, Finn Cole from Fast and Furious 9 as Jacob Toretto, and Simu Liu. We know him as our beloved Shang-Chi from the Marvel Cinematic Universe as David in this movie. The film is very suspenseful. It focuses on a group of men whom are divers, whom are plunging 300 feet below sea level to be able to do repair maintenance on an oil rig that could obviously cost them their lives. Throughout the film, we get very little about their characters, and that makes this movie very difficult in essence. But it focuses on how these men have to carry out this dangerous work and what's involved. There is some little scenes in connection with how they prepare for a job of this magnitude. And there are some moments in the movie where you get to experience some of the cool elements of a job like this. The movie does take place somewhere in Scotland or Ireland. But one thing that I found to be a particular challenge is that when you are trying to hear the dialogue, you're not being able to really understand what they're saying because of their accents and because some of their words are murmured or slurred. The main character that they focus on, the diver that gets stuck, is Finn Cole. He plays Chris Lemons. Now, Chris, we know very little bit about him. We know that he's a family man, and he's made big arrangements to take a next big step in his life. And so he has that on his mind when he goes under sea level. And then alongside him, we have Simu Liu playing the character of David. And he plays this very aggressive coworker, all serious, no jokes on the job kind of guy. But he turns out to be a miraculous support and help throughout this tragedy. Now, Woody Harrelson, I love Woody Harrelson. He plays Duncan in the movie. He's kind of the older mentor character. He gives them guidance as a crew member, and he's trying to be able to help them to make this mission a success. One of the challenges with his character in this movie was that there was little developed about him. He comes in and out with little slick lines from time to time. He's literally himself, like he was in the Hunger Games, but in this movie dealing with water. There's not much we know about the characters, and that's what makes this movie as a whole difficult to become emotionally connected to. The runtime of the movie is 1 hour and 33 minutes. And although there is great suspense in this story, there's the element of, is he going to survive this? There's the element of, how are they going to overcome these challenges? One challenge after another is presented in this film, and it keeps you engaged. It keeps you entertained. It keeps your mind focused. But one of the difficult elements of this movie is that it lacks sufficient character development. We know that these are family men whom are dealing with this job, and so that raises some questions. Are they going to learn their lesson? Are they going to stop doing this line of work because it could cost them their lives? The movie does pick up very rapidly. It's like for the first scene, you literally jump into the middle of a movie. And I'm guessing that's because there's a documentary that was already released on the film. They felt as though maybe they didn't have to give much character development. So I'm going to assume that if you want to know the characters, the documentary might be more of an asset to you. There are some moments in this movie where it becomes difficult to keep up with the characters because, again, there's a distance. There's a distance between them. It's a dramatic movie, hands down. I really like movies that portray the sea because they can be portrayed so many different ways. There's elements of the water slamming across the ship. Some of these scenes take place under very, very difficult torrential storm. And so it doesn't look like fake CGI, but it does bring those real elements of the sea to the audience and makes it visibly clear and fun. All in all, the question about a film like this is going to be, will you feel inspired or motivated? Because there's no character development in this particular movie, there is a lack of motivation. And because there is a lack of motivation, there is no inspiration. It kind of reminds me it brought to my mind Jonah and his experience with the fish from the Bible. That's kind of the element that I get as this guy's plunging down deeper and deeper into this water. Now, they do introduce you to his family in the post credits. There are several moments of post credit scenes, and then they narrate the story through subtitles, letting you know fun facts about their job and the crew and what was experienced in particular with this movie. It definitely gives the audience closure. So if you're watching this movie, it can feel like it's going on a little bit too long. Like you're thinking, oh, this might be the end, but then it's not the end. But the post-credit scenes will give you the closure you need to be able to kind of place this movie in your particular life. So guys, last breath, let me know in the comment box what you thought about this particular movie. Did you feel good? Was there suspense in your mind? Obviously, we know that this guy survives. That's not a spoiler because it's based on a true story of someone who survived. But how did this movie make you feel personally? Let me know in the comment box and we'll catch you on the next review. If you like what you see and you want to see another review, click the next video. I do believe that if you're going to have a cast as powerful as the cast that they focused on, the story focuses really on 3 crew members. Although there's a crew of more than 3, the story really channels in on the lives of these 3 men. And Woody Harrelson is a phenomenal established actor. Simu Liu, phenomenal established actor. So if you have these men here, then you need to use them. Other than that, they come in and out of the film, and you only know their presence is there because the camera is on them. Other than that, there's not much holding you to these characters emotionally or even mentally in some cases.